on, everyone, and welcome back to this week's installment of The Lake Show. And now I'd like to introduce my next guest, my good friend, Grace Narkum. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I can't complain.
Yeah.
I'm tired as shit, but that's nothing new with what I'm doing every fucking day of my life.
5 a.m., here we go.
And that's what I'm doing tomorrow.
Me too.
And Sunday,
Me too.
Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. But then I'm off the next, probably week.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Are you going on vacation?
A little staycation in general.
Nice.
I'm going to go to a bunch of places, probably Philly one day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's for the stupidest fucking reason.
My
but...
dad's from Philly.
Is he?
I love going to Philly.
No shit. Is it good there? Like, is in...
You gotta get a cheesesteak.
Yeah.
If you go downtown, go to Pat's, get a cheesesteak.
Pat's? Okay.
Pat's.
I'll make sure I do that. Well, Grace, I'm happy that you decided to come on.
Thanks
So
for
talk a
having me.
little bit about yourself, where you went to high school and what you're doing now.
Okay, so I graduated from Hubbard High School,
Okay.
and I played basketball and softball there. Loved it. Just made good friends.
Yeah.
Just good experience.
You just love sports in general.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I grew up like very tomboyish. So, my dad, my brother, I have a brother, older sister, not athletic at all. So
Really?
I came out, my dad was like, let's go.
Athlete.
They were theater majors, so
Really?
yes.
So he decided we needed an athlete.
Yeah, he wanted one so bad, which is where I get all my athleticism from. Props to him.
Props to your dad right there. So what positions did you play when you played your sports?
In basketball, I started off as a guard, but by senior year, I was a 5'4" forward. I know.
Damn.
It's pretty aggressive, and it worked out for the better, so
I guess.
it was very fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
You always need that.
Yeah, I grew up pitching for softball, but
Okay.
just kind of fell in love with it, body issues, and then I played outfield like my whole life. Travel
Okay.
ball, high school, played center field, and
Oh, that's
I just
awesome.
loved it. Bounced
I pl-
around when people need it.
Yeah.
but
I played center field maybe 2 games, and then my coach pulled me.
center's
realized-
not for the weak.
No, it is not. I'm not
So-
conditioned enough to run after,
Neither am I, but you just fake it till you make it.
I guess. So where are you at in school right now? Obviously, you graduated from Hubbard.
Yes.
So where are you at right now?
I will be a sophomore at Cleveland State University.
Okay. What made you decide to go there?
Well, I was actually committed to a Division III college, Waynesburg University in PA.
Waynesburg. Okay.
My junior year, I kind of like rushed that decision. Like, I'll be the first athlete to say, like, when you see everyone committing and like making these big posts, you get nervous. And
Yeah.
that's 100%. Like, nobody can lie about that.
Definitely.
And so I was like, oh, so I got like a first offer, jumped on it. I did love the school. Come my senior year, I was like, no, decommitted. Knew I wanted to go to a bigger state school, play
Okay.
Division I softball.
Yeah.
And I just went after it. Even though it was like late in the recruiting process, I just kind of jumped the ship and just said, let's go for it.
Sometimes you
And,
got to do what's best for you, though.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in Cleveland, and I was going into the medical field, and I really liked Cleveland Clinic, and I know Cleveland State pulls their students from there.
Okay.
And then I did really love the softball program, and it worked out 100%.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about being on the softball team? Would you say?
The girls.
Yeah.
There's like no petty cliques.
Really?
No drama. We all get along very well.
That's
They've-
complete opposite of what I experienced.
Exactly.
I mean-
and they're just my best friends. So
Really?
yes.
That's awesome. You got to have that camaraderie, especially
Oh yeah.
obviously in
No.
team sports.
I
That
don't think
preached.
there's ever been any drama on our team.
Wow. I wish I could say that for some of my teams I've been on. Drama filled, but
Oh, yeah.
geez. I mean, when I went to Geneva College
Mhm.
before I went to YSU, there was quite a few, like, there was a lot of beef going around in the locker rooms
Oh,
at some
no.
point. We would go at it in practice so much, just, like, literally every day. I remember, obviously being a freshman at that time, I wasn't trying to start anything.
Mhm.
I was just there to do my part and just be a part of the team.
Right.
But these other freshmen, I forget their names, but if I saw their faces, I'd recognize them. But they pissed our head coach off so much. And this was when we started 2-a-days. So we just got new turf field.
Ooh.
The best
That's
turf
nice.
field. I still love that. I miss it so much. But our coach made them run around the whole field as punishment. I think the first practice.
I would have cried.
And oh god, I think that practice lasted an hour 45, but it felt like 100 degrees. I mean,
And
no
on turf, it's hot.
hot, no wind, no
Oh,
breeze, no
terrible.
full pads too.
I
So
can't imagine.
don't piss coaches off.
Right? No, you can't.
Has your coach ever had to discipline?
Yeah, we actually, I would say we didn't run a whole lot, like as a part, like separate from practice my first year.
Okay.
But there were times where we're just running pole to pole, pole to pole, because like
Oh,
not hustling, stuff like that. And you could just tell, like,
poles are the worst.
our one of my coaches, it's when she doesn't talk to you, it's like, okay,
You know it's
you
bad.
need to just shut up and like start hustling.
Some coaches are like that. They'll be the
Yeah.
most talkative people on the planet.
I'd rather get yelled at than not talk.
Yeah. I hate the suspense
Oh,
because I just know they're coming
it's
up
like,
with something.
oh my gosh.
They're coming up with something clever to punish
Yeah. Uh-huh.
us.
My freshman year of basketball, 10 suicides in a row. I think I almost threw up. I'm surprised I didn't.
I passed out in the gym before when I was at Lowville.
Running ain't fun.
I hope my boys don't judge me for this or make fun of me yet again. But yeah, we were running down and backs throughout the whole gym, and this is when we were training and conditioning for baseball. I don't remember exactly how I ended up. Like I remember we were running back and forth, and we have pads on the wall. So
Mhm.
apparently, and I don't even remember this, I ran into the wall, like head first. Apparently, that I don't remember. I had a gash on like above my
Oh
above
my
my forehead.
gosh.
I just remember, being down on my hands and knees, trying
Yeah.
to gain my breath back.
Mhm.
Next thing I know, about I don't even know how much time passed. I woke up like on the ground staring at the ceiling. I'm like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? And then everyone's over me like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? What's
So
going on?
terrible.
I'm like, I'm fine. Like, what the fuck happened? And then I feel my fucking head and I'm bleeding. I'm like,
Oh my
what
gosh.
did I do?
That way.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
conditioning is not for the weak.
When my high school basketball season ended, I was always like in pretty good shape. And I
Mhm.
would still be winded during basketball games.
Course.
Like that's very hard. But then I realized after my career had ended and I was
Mhm.
just playing softball how much I didn't run. And I still like am out of shape to this day. Like I still feel out of shape.
I realized that too because I played basketball at the rec center
Mhm.
with a couple of my guys just like 2 days ago, and four on four full court. I'm like, wow, I have not trained.
Running is
Like
crazy.
I haven't done cardio like that in probably 2 years.
That's crazy.
It's tough.
I know.
That's one thing in my workouts that I really slack on and
Oh,
don't
yeah.
really.
I think everyone does.
I don't really see much need for it when it
Right.
comes to me. I'm not in sports anymore,
Right.
so I don't
Oh,
think I
no.
need it.
The second I'm done with college, I won't be running. No way.
It sucks. I mean, it's the worst feeling in the world.
No. Yeah, it's terrible.
I have asthma though, so
Oh.
I mean,
I just can't breathe.
well, happens to the best of us,
Yeah,
I'd say.
but it's part of it all.
I guess so. How many games are in your seasons for? Because I don't really follow a lot of college softball or college baseball at all, so I don't really know how many games their season is. What is it for you
I'd
guys?
say at least 50 plus.
50 plus. Damn.
Yes, we start in February, preseason traveling. So this past year we went to Florida, Alabama, North and South Carolina, and then West Virginia, all in the span of like 5 weeks. So
Oh
it's like
wow.
each weekend. We get back at like 5 a.m. Monday morning or 3 a.m. depending how far it was, and then we get practice off Monday, and then
Okay.
we have practice and we leave Thursday again. So
Jeez.
that time frame is just slammed.
Constantly on the move.
Yes, so February to like maybe mid-March, early March.
It's like constant.
It's terrible. That's the only time where I ever feel that like, okay, I need a break.
Yeah.
And that's it. Just
Wow.
because we drove to Florida. So I'm just sitting there on this bus like,
Yeah. Is it a charter bus at least?
yes, it's very nice.
Okay, that's good because I remember traveling for far games in high school. I took a regular fucking school bus.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
that's
oh
terrible.
my
They
god.
can't afford that bougie shit.
Not Lowville. Sorry, Lowville. I love you still, somewhat,
Yeah.
but God, get some charter buses. We just need them for our sports teams.
And then we go, whatever, how many games you play in conference? I don't even know, like at least over 10. I can't even think. And then
Probably.
if you have your postseason,
Yeah.
that's another set of games. So
Okay.
you play a good amount of games. And each weekend we were playing, for preseason, we're playing at least 5 games, 3 in conference every weekend.
Oh wow.
So you're stacking them up.
Yeah.
And it's easy preseason to have a terrible record, which it means nothing.
Yeah. It's
Like,
preseason.
we went down and we're playing all these big schools. Like we're Division 1, but
Yeah.
there's a difference in bigger
What
schools.
is Cleveland State Division One AA? Because I mean, I'm at YSU. That's Division One, but it's AA.
Yes, we are in the same conference as YSU.
Oh,
Yes.
have you beat them?
Yes. I was actually so mad because, as we're from Youngstown, I had a concussion and whiplash the week that we played YSU, and they played
No.
at YSU, and I didn't get to go.
Damn.
The one series I was so excited for, playing on my home field. I played on that field. I don't know how many times I can count.
Hmm.
In my high school season, I always played great on that field. I hit a home run as a freshman there. Like, I just loved that field.
Yeah.
Couldn't go.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
That would have been so
Depressing.
much
I
fun,
was
though.
so upset.
Did you guys still won, though, didn't you?
I think they had beat them and then lost one. I don't remember. I think we might have dropped the series. I
Go Gwins.
Get them next year.
Yeah, there's always next year.
Yeah.
So, and that's usually, I'm starting to sound like a Cleveland Browns fan.
We work the Browns games, and let me tell you, those fans are annoying.
Yeah.
We have to volunteer there.
That's news. Browns fans?
So,
Evan.
I'm personally a Bengals fan, and a little bit of
Oh
a Philly.
God. Don't get Will.
Personally,
I'm gonna lose it. Go ahead. You're a
but
Bengals fan.
Listen. So we work them. We sell like the merch in the pro shop
Mhm.
and like help out or whatever. And I worked on Halloween. The Bengals were playing there.
Oh.
And we all know somehow the Bengals magically lose the Browns whenever they just feel need to.
As much as I hate Baker Mayfield, he's got an undefeated record against the Browns, which is still crazy to me.
So when they came in screaming, the Bengals,
Yeah,
my heart just tore a little.
just a little
Sat
bit.
there and tore.
Here's the problem. Like, I could never do that, especially like if I was at Heinz Field and the Browns came into town, and if I was actually working and I just hear a bunch of Browns fans saying "fuck the Steelers" or all that, I wouldn't be able to keep my mouth shut. I 100% would go at them.
It's hard.
I was at a
'Cause I'm
game.
like, we'd beat you any other day, let me tell you.
It doesn't matter.
They don't care.
They don't care. Browns fans have no filters, and
None.
my friends know who I'm talking about. It's fucking nuts. The only fan base I can't stand more than the Browns is the Cowboys fan base. I went and saw them in, oh man, I think this was 2016. They ended up beating us with 9 seconds left, of course. There was this like drunk Cowboys fan right in front of me, and he kept turning around and flipping me off. I looked right to my dad and my left to my uncle. They were getting pissed at this guy. I would have been able to hold my own just because he was drunk, and I was in the upper seats, so I could have just wailed on him if I really wanted to. But oh my God, I thought my dad and uncle were about to.
Sports is the best thing here. Like, it could be.
Yeah.
It's such a big variety, but it brings out the worst in people.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
100%.
I will 100% be a parent that is screaming at refs. I did it on the court.
Yeah.
Almost got in trouble a few times.
I tell my parents that all the time, like, oh, I'm not gonna be like you guys screaming at the refs and everything. The more I scream at the refs, like I scream at the TV on
Yeah.
Sundays and
Oh,
on
yeah.
Saturdays. It's like, great. Like I'm gonna
Yeah, we're there.
I'm gonna be that kind of parent.
We're there.
I already know
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna circle back a little bit.
Okay.
So walk me through your off-season program at Cleveland State,
Okay.
and then how it leads up into your freshman season. Go back to your freshman year, like how that was.
So we moved in end of August, and during the fall, since it's not our season yet, we had like a week of move in. Like, we moved in, got our classes started, nothing too hectic, but we do have a fitness test.
Okay.
That is hell.
Fitness test.
Yes.
I never really fitness test. Like when I hear that, I picture my brother and what he said about joining the military a couple weeks ago. But what does that entail?
So it's a 120-yard sprint, so 60 yards down and back, 10 sets. You're in timed groups. So my group was the 22-second group, and we get a minute and a half break in between each set. So it's pacing yourself, distance, stamina,
Yeah.
all the above. But it's like hard because softball players got big thighs, we're big girls. We ain't running 60 feet plus. That's it. That's about it.
Yeah.
60 feet at most. And it's like,
Hell.
we run 60 feet to the back and then we're done. And
Yeah.
then we get a long break.
Now substitute that for 120 yards.
Yeah. So
Oh.
I did go in as a freshman and fail my fitness test first day.
Oh wow.
Sobbing. Passed it the next day.
Okay.
Like, I failed miserably. I wasn't running it right. And then the next day I just passed.
Hey, failure's the best teacher.
So it's hard, especially as a freshman. You're like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. Like, this sucks. But it ain't even that deep. It's really not.
Yeah, I had a similar experience when I first, because obviously in practice, at least at Geneva, once the pads go on, you're starting to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go up against, uh, obviously the starters a bunch of times, and little did I know, like I took a massive hit, and I ended up getting 3 concussions my time at Geneva, which was hell. That's how one of the reasons how I knew, like, okay, this is over for
Mm-hmm.
me. Like I proved I can make it. Now it's time to put it to bed. Little did I know that the guy across from me was an All-American linebacker. I think 3 out of his 4, and he was a senior that year,
Mm-hmm.
like the first 3 years of college. And I'm like, of fucking course, that's who I get to
Right,
go up against.
right.
Of course.
But it's you want that challenge.
Yeah. Oh,
I would be like, let's go all day.
after I got hit the first time, I was dizzy as hell, but
Mm-hmm.
coach said line up, and I'm like, let's go. Let's
Yep.
do it again. It's all
And
about
there's that
that.
difference. Like that's why I can't practice by myself.
Yeah.
I'll go on a run by myself. I'm like, oh, I'm tired. Let me just go home.
Hmm.
Like it's just so
You have that extra person pushing you
yes.
to be better.
Because I could do, I think honestly anything when I'm with somebody.
Mhm.
And yes, you need to have that internal motivation, and I do. But it's like when you're tired and
Mhm.
drained, it's like,
Yeah.
ugh,
It's kind of tough.
I don't need to do this.
That's
right
when
now.
you do need to overcome it. Like
Yeah.
you're overcome yourself in a way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, having someone else like by your side at least being able to push you and, you make sure you're doing better.
Oh,
Like when
yeah.
you're with someone.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think for me at least it would be just self-embarrassing if I just couldn't do it or
Yeah,
couldn't
that's a
keep
good way
up
to look at
or
it.
quit.
That's a good way.
And I just refuse to do
I need to do that.
that.
I need to do that really bad. So we go into our fitness test.
Okay.
Past that, if you pass like the first day, we have like the rest of the week off because we have that whole first set week for the fitness test in the
Okay.
fall. Start our classes. We go to study tables. You have to get 5 hours in a week. We practice usually 6 days a week, but a lot of times she will give us Saturday off.
Okay.
You have 8 fall games, so it's just like scrimmages. We don't really travel for those. We just play teams in the area. And then October, like second week of October hits, we go into 8-hour weeks.
Oh,
which
wow.
everyone says like, oh, your college time is so busy. You have to have the best time management. I swear I was busier in high school at one point. Like
Really?
I really do feel that way. Granted, there are those times where I'm like, oh, I'm a little stressed. Let me get it done.
Hmm.
But 100%, I feel like I have more time on my hands playing one sport in college than I did 2 in high school.
That makes sense because you're
So-
transitioning right from one to the other.
Yeah, so like it's a lot to get used to.
Yeah.
But when you have that done, you're chilling.
Yeah.
So for 8-hour weeks, we practiced Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for like an hour in a group of like 5. Like I
Okay.
would go with the outfielders, infielders would go with infielders, and like vice versa.
Yeah.
And then we would lift 3 days a week, and it just wasn't bad at all. Like it was a good pace.
That's good.
And we have all of December off for finals, stuff like that, and then
Final
January.
Christmas, yeah.
Yes, January hits hard, and as soon as we get back, it's fitness test and practice every day.
How does it feel going after such a long break?
Terrible. It was so hard. It was very hard.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, this is the season. Like it's on the line right
Like,
now, and
it's-
it's like you
it's
gotta
go time.
push. Yeah, you have to push.
Man, I feel for the athlete. That's why I have like a newfound respect for college athletes, especially like, I know I did it, but not to the extent as a lot of other people did. I did have my friend on here before, a couple months ago, Ryan Laird from YSU. He runs.
I went to school with him.
Oh shit, he did go to.
Yes, me and him were good friends.
No shit.
Yep.
That's
Hi,
my-
Ryan.
That's my dog.
Yeah, me
He
and
did-
him were good friends.
Yeah, we just talked earlier today, but I talked to him. I had him on, and he explained his balance act with
Yeah.
athletics and schooling. How has that been for you?
Pretty good. I actually went in as a major of nursing, and
Okay.
within the first few weeks, I did switch to pre-med
Okay.
because I wanted to be a trauma nurse, but I wanted more. But
Okay.
I'm not doing 12 years of school, so I want to go for a surgical physician assistant, which is only 6 years.
Okay.
So it's a good balance. So I'm doing a pretty hard major, as people like may find it that way. Like it's
Mhm.
medical. I don't know. Like I was definitely stressed in my moments, but when you go to college and people don't really like use this, like I went to a chemistry tutor.
Wow.
I wasn't ashamed of it. I would go right after practice, right before my lab, anything. I went and I would spend like 8 hours in the library when I had time off. So like, but I'm a school person. Like I do like school and I do like to study. So it wasn't terrible. It really wasn't. Like I got good grades. I'm sitting at 3.2, which I wish I were a little higher.
Yeah.
But
We all do.
chemistry did me a little dirty. I won't lie. It did me a little dirty. but it's more just I didn't study in high school
Neither did
because
I.
you didn't have to. It was pretty self-explanatory. Like for the most part, pretty simple. What I learned in class, I just did on the tests. My studying habits is what I had to like evaluate and accelerate
I feel like
like
that's a
in
lot of
college.
things that upcoming students, like even just for just students, not even
Yeah.
going into athletics, you're gonna have to reevaluate the way you study and the way
Mm-hmm.
you
Oh yeah.
actually pay attention and take notes in class. Like in high school, I took notes. Obviously, I paid attention and like the ones I really need help with my
Mm-hmm.
math classes.
Yeah.
Obviously I would study and do those over and
Mm-hmm.
over. But history, science, that stuff like really clicked to me. Like as the teacher spoke it, I didn't really do much studying. But as soon as I got into college, I got a real reality check
Oh
because
yeah.
I was a nursing major as
Yeah.
soon as I went into YSU.
Yeah.
After the first 2 weeks, I realized, fuck, like this is going to be brutal.
Yeah.
And, it got to a point where, I just stopped caring that
Yeah. I
semester.
get that.
And it's unfortunate because, I've been open and honest of my struggles through
Mm-hmm.
school the past couple years. My GPA was about as low as a 1.12 at one point. And, I sat back and realized like I've never been a horrible student.
Right.
Like I know I can do better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking all this money out to go to school and stuff. So why would I not commit on graduating at least? Maybe college isn't what it is or what it used to be,
Mm-hmm.
but at least I have something to show for it. I mean, I feel like that shows employers like you are dedicated, you're disciplined, you show up to the same place over and over
Mm-hmm.
again, years on end, and commit yourself to showing up at a certain time.
Right.
So you can provide a certain level of, consistency and effort when you
Yeah.
go into a workplace.
Right.
But, college, it's a real reality check. And I know it's not for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, one thing I would say to upcoming students who, either doesn't matter if you're playing athletics or not, is to, change your study habits
Yeah.
early and study often.
Yeah. Like I don't want to say it's not hard because it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I just don't see it as like this big scary thing. Like it just I don't know how to word it. It's like
School,
everyone's like it's so much, it's so hard. Like I was at a low point and I respect that. Like I think that's true.
yeah.
But I am at a point where it's like I did my studying, I did it, and now I'm just chilling right now in the summer. Like it wasn't all like what it was worked up to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got you just get it done.
I think
You
also
just
some
sit there
people,
and get it done.
yeah, I agree with you. And I think also that school just clicks with other people
Right.
over,
Yeah.
others. I mean, it's different for everyone.
Right. 100%.
And everyone studies a different way and
Mm-hmm.
learns a different way. Like, how was COVID for you when it came to college? Not college.
Yeah,
'Cause you,
I was a sophomore in high school when COVID hit.
okay, so how did that work at Hubbard?
They went completely online. They would post all my classes posted everything for the week on every Monday, and then it was due like Sundays.
Okay, so you wouldn't even have to log in daily for a class.
No, I think only my honors biology class had like a Twitch stream. Like she did Twitch, and it was kind of funny.
No way, Twitch.
She did Twitch.
Our
It was
teacher's making some money
it
on the
was
side.
actually funny. I think it was Twitch. Yes, it was Twitch.
Oh, that's nuts.
And that was maybe like once or twice a week. But I would get all my schoolwork done on Monday. So I was like done for the week. So sad to say I loved quarantine. I was just chilling.
Yeah, it was way different for college.
Right. And it
But
was that break I needed from sports. It was a good break.
yeah, it was a good break for a lot of people. I mean, for me, I was at work, and then obviously the news about COVID was getting worse and worse and
Right.
worse. But then I went on spring break. I went to Kalahari for a couple days.
Mhm.
It was a good vacation.
Right.
But when I come back, obviously everything has changed. I get an email from school like, spring break is extended another week, and I'm thinking, oh,
Let's
this is
go.
awesome. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I'm so excited.
Let's get hype. And then another week passes. It's like fully online. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. What do I do?
Right.
And
Like, it
then
was sad, but I don't know. I enjoyed the time at home. I enjoyed doing online school. It didn't bother me much.
yeah,
And I don't know, it was my sophomore year, so it wasn't like my first year of high school, and it wasn't like a big important year.
hmm
I feel like I had it at a good time.
yeah,
It was like
definitely.
kind of in between, and I was just like able to relax. Obviously, there was those moments where it's like,
Miss your
this sucks.
friends.
I
Like,
missed everybody. I would be playing softball right now, like sophomore year. Like, it's just
yeah, it felt
kind
weird.
of weird.
That it was a weird time. I mean, even when it was in college, this would have been my sophomore year, I'm pretty sure. But a lot of a lot of my classes, they never had to be, you never had to have your webcam on. So
Mm.
this is where it really hurt me because, I'm a visual learner. I need to be in
Yeah.
class in order to pay attention and actually consume all the knowledge that my professor
Right.
wants us to. So literally all I'm doing is sitting there with, my laptop's open. It says I'm in class. I'm not paying attention.
Oh yeah.
I have one AirPod in listening to the teacher, and I'm playing Call of Duty
Right.
or I'm playing Madden.
Right.
Like that's just it screwed. That's what really like screwed me when it came to my GPA. It's just because at that point, like I thought I didn't care. Like when I started doing bad, I really didn't care about school. Like
Yeah.
once COVID hit, because I was
fair.
I was over the
Yeah.
whole
That's a
situation.
big difference from having COVID in high school and having COVID in college.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big difference.
Big time. It's tough.
Yeah. I don't know how I would have. I have no clue how I would have handled it.
Well, it was different for everyone. Some people said they loved it and just
Right.
loved online, and then a lot of people like me
Right.
absolutely,
Yeah.
they enjoyed it at the time because you just got to do whatever you want basically.
Right.
But looking back on it, it was possibly the worst thing that can happen
Yeah.
to hold you back and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't say COVID hit my family like in a hard way, like school wise,
Mhm.
but a year later, it became a very big issue, and
Really?
that was hard, and I think it took me like until that time to realize like, oh, this
It's
is
serious,
hard.
like-
It's serious because like everyone in my family is pretty healthy, pretty young. Like I understood
Mhm.
that people were dying, and it was sad.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't like around me.
Mhm.
Like I didn't know anybody who really even had COVID, so I just
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is happening.
I know plenty of people who did. I mean, and here's the bitch of it. I turned 21 when COVID was full swing, which sucked
Yeah.
because the bars closed down at 11. God. And then 2 or 3 other of my friends had COVID at the time.
Yeah.
So it's like we couldn't even go out or
Right.
do anything.
Mhm.
So we improvised and we were on FaceTime for 3 hours talking, and we did shots and drinks on FaceTime.
That's so
I
funny.
still have the video. Unfortunately, I don't have the audio for it because when I screen recorded, it didn't pick up
Right.
any of the audio from
Right.
FaceTime, which sucks. I would have loved to have the audio.
That's
But,
funny.
that's just something I can not really brag about because I'll be honest, it wasn't the greatest
But it's a
birthday.
different experience.
Way different experience. I mean,
And that's good storytelling.
and if kids bitch to me one day, oh, I didn't have a good 21st birthday.
Shut up.
Like, shut up. I literally had to sit in my room with a bottle of wine because that's the only alcohol I had other than the bottle of Tito's.
Oof.
And I wasn't
Can't do
going
that alone.
to, and I didn't have Gatorade or literally nothing I could mix. If I wanted to mix one thing, it
mean-
would have been a Premier Protein shake, and I'm not doing that.
At one point, you should have just started doing just straight Tito's. You would have handled.
Yeah, maybe after I chugged the whole bottle of wine, I should have done that because at least at that point, it would
Right.
go down like water and I wouldn't really feel it.
Right.
But at the same time, it was fun, unique experience, I would
unique.
say.
Maybe tell your kids it'll be a good story.
Yeah. So if they ever bitch one day,
Right.
you better shape up, kid.
Right. And that's what older people say about us.
How do you mean?
Like having cell phones, all the technology, all that stuff. I feel like that's not an equivalent, but
Mhm.
like I understand it. It's like how they say, "Oh, you guys have it so easy. It was so different." And now here we are saying like our kids it'd be much different. And I just kind of like see that as a
Yeah, I
lie.
see the parallel
the
happening.
line.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think technology has ruined this fucking generation
Oh,
in a way.
100%. 100%.
What do you think what would you say the biggest issue is in our generation right now? It's tough because there's a lot.
I know. I want to say as a female, it's the whole social media, like
Okay.
stereotypical.
I would say social media too.
Yeah.
Like
And like there's a lot of things that come from social media, like there's different aspects, but
Mhm.
like especially as a female and males too, whatever.
yeah. What's your biggest issue like as it pertains to you? Like what'd you say?
comparison? 100%. Like even if it's not my looks, it's what I'm doing with my life.
Mhm.
I see these girls out here or anybody for that matter doing all this amazing stuff, traveling, the money they're making,
Mhm.
how they look, what they're eating, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Just that lifestyle
And I've
in
really
general.
never been someone who cared. I've usually had a pretty good head on my shoulders and keeping like whatever. It's not me. I don't care.
Yeah.
But there are those times where it's like, let me just rechange my entire life.
Like I wish.
Yes.
You ever hit that like 2 a.m. motivation where you're just sitting alone and you just
I'm
think
like,
I
I'm
need to
just gonna
change.
everything. Yes.
Literally. I have
Mhm.
that. I had that so many
Yeah.
times and it was ridiculous.
Right.
But self-comparison, I mean, the only person at the end of the day that you need to please is yourself. Like,
100%.
as long as you're happy and content of where you are in
Right.
life, there's nothing anyone
No.
can tell you.
Yeah, like I said, I do a pretty good job, I feel like, of being happy within my life
Hmm.
and not comparing myself to others. But we all have those little thoughts, and
Yeah,
that's never gonna go away.
never.
But I'm a big people who know me, who truly know my personality
Yeah,
as I don't really care.
yeah,
I care, but I'm not
yeah.
gonna let it affect me.
You're not gonna lose sleep over it.
I love my life. I
Yeah,
love the people in my life, and I've gone through a lot, but it
yeah.
doesn't just stay going forward.
You have to keep a level head when you go through a lot in this world.
Hmm.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
hell, I'm living proof. I mean, you asked me earlier
Yes.
made
What?
me
Yes.
what made me want to start this. So, I've told many people this before, and I've mentioned it on this platform, but I started this because I had felt I had no sense of self-direction.
Hmm.
I go to school, I go to work, but I felt like a lot of things were missing from me. I mean, obviously, I've talked a lot about mental health. I've talked about my depression, my anxiety, how I went to therapy, and you know, that changed my life in a way. And I know plenty of guys out there will, hate talking about.
Right.
I don't express my feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I keep those to myself. But
Yeah.
as far as like dealing with my shit
Yeah.
or anything that bothers me or is holding me back, yeah, I don't care. Like, I held things in for 5 years ever since I graduated high school. I've just boiled everything up and piled it all
Hmm.
on, and until like last year, early, where I basically had a breakdown. It all letting it all out, and I've come a long way since I decided to start doing that. So it sucks,
Right.
and I started this as a way, what I thought. I sat back and really thought, okay, what am I good at? I'm good at talking. I'm good at holding a conversation. I'm good at asking deep and meaningful questions. So why not start a podcast?
Love
And as I said before, I could have done sports. I love the Pat McAfee show. I love Colin Cowherd show, ESPN First Take with Stephen A. Smith. Like, I love all those guys.
it. Hmm.
And maybe later down the line, if this channel, as if it grows the way I think it's gonna grow,
Hmm.
maybe I'll start a second one and just do sports shit talk
Right.
or anything like that. I'll make fun of all the teams. But I felt that I had more to offer
Hmm.
to this world and to kids in our generation who maybe are spiraling.
Hmm.
Maybe they've dealt with depression and anxiety. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just they don't know what to do. Maybe
Yeah.
they're stagnant and
Right.
not really content with themselves. So I figured, I'm going to start this as a way to branch out to people and let them know, doesn't matter if you're depressed, doesn't matter if you're anxious or
Hmm.
anything like that. You are not alone in feeling that.
100%.
And I also reiterated that, having people on from different walks of life and with different professions, business, sports, whatever it may be, I want people to know that there are different avenues to take to be
Hmm.
happy and successful. There's no set blueprint for any of this.
Yeah.
It's all on us. Like, you have to make your own way. Now, I know that's scary for a lot of people to
Oh
hear.
yeah.
Like, nothing's handed to you on a silver platter. You got to work for what you think you're worth.
Hmm.
But I think that's the beauty of it. Like, you grow so much.
Yeah.
Like, when you endure struggle, when you endure hardship, depression, anxiety, overthinking, any of that, that's just making you into a better person.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that's where true growth is
Hmm.
when you struggle. At least that's my opinion on
Yeah.
it.
No, I understand that. I didn't really go through much growing up. Like, family was healthy. Didn't really have any close deaths in the family. Like, was good at sports. Was good
Hmm.
at school. I worked hard. I always had coaches who told me I worked hard and that I earned things. And then this is where like my perspective, like one thing happened and
Hmm.
an entire perspective from every which way like helped me be able to realize that like I could talk about things and talk about things with other people and help them.
Yeah,
My sister was diagnosed with ovarian cancer January of 21.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
It's okay. She passed within that 8 months. And she was my best friend growing up.
Hmm.
Like, she was 7 years older than me, but she like helped raise me with my mom, like
Yeah,
taught me everything, did my makeup, like all that fun
yeah.
stuff growing up as an older sister. And when it happened, I kind of did distance myself. Like, it was weird for me to see her
Like,
in that
from reality in a way, or
from her.
Oh,
which is, I'll admit, it's a regret of mine. And it took me a while to be comfortable to say that.
yeah.
But I did distance myself. I was like, I didn't know how to handle it. It was weird. Like, my mom had skin cancer when I was in middle school, but
Oh,
no
wow.
chemo, like, nothing like that. But
Yeah.
my sister Jess had went through all of the
All of them.
above.
Yeah.
All of the above. And it was like I distanced myself. I didn't know how to handle it. I would still go to school with a smile on my face. Like, my friends would be like, "You can't even tell you're going through anything. Like, are you okay?" And I'm just like, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
And like it was just a weird feeling for me, and I didn't know how to handle that because I just had never experienced that.
Yeah.
So come time when she does pass, which is why I said COVID had like hit me hard in one way.
Yeah.
My mom spent all the time at Cleveland Clinic, which is again why I liked Cleveland Clinic. I was there all the time, like
Yeah.
when I would go and visit.
I
And
imagine they did everything like
yeah, they were good. I
they
really
were really
respected her.
good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really did respect her doctors. It was hard because she had a rare type. Turned out removing her ovaries and chemo wasn't just going to fix it. She
Yeah.
had a rare type. Cleveland Clinic had never even dealt with that type.
Oh,
We
really?
were on Skype calls with a doctor in Cincinnati to help her. So it was just like this huge thing that like kept unraveling. We were like, what the hell?
Like, what's going on?
Like what? And when she was starting to get really bad, it like kind of happened and we like knew it was coming up. My mom got COVID.
Oh, wow.
And my mom has NMO. I really don't know what it stands for. It's some neurological disease. I can't even pronounce it. And she was on a ventilator at like 95%.
Really?
Like she was separated from her. And so that was when it was like, okay, my daughter's dying and I can't be with her because of this. And I think that's when I realized like, wow.
This is tough.
And like and it's like, well, she can't get COVID. And it's like, okay, but like what's more important right here?
yeah.
So when she passed, it was kind of weird. Like I cried a little bit at the funeral. I
Mm-hmm.
spoke, and that's when I cried. But I feel like I wasn't crying. Like I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't feeling anything, and it was just very weird for me. And now when I talk about this, it's like, what's the word? It's like I can talk about other things too, because it's like during that entire time period, I committed to a Division I college. I did all my senior year activities. I went to school. I kept up friendships. Like I still did things at rock bottom. And I feel like that moment made me feel like no matter what happens in my life, I can just shut up, suck up, and go.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, and that's like not what you have to do as a person, but it's just kind of how I did it.
Yeah.
It's just really weird.
There's no conventional way to deal with anything like that.
No.
That's really brave of you to share. Honestly, that's that's tough. You know, dealing with loss of loved ones, that's something that has impacted me a lot. Couldn't see my grandmother when she passed during COVID. It wasn't because of COVID.
Right.
Even though some people said it was.
That's annoying.
I was so pissed off at those people.
That irks me.
Yeah, made me so mad. But God rest her soul. Unfortunately, we weren't able to have a funeral or anything like that because it was when it was very bad, full swing. No businesses were open or anything like that. So, I remember Easter. I think it was Easter. We went over my aunt and uncle's, but we all distanced ourselves. Like we were all out in the parking lot. My aunt and uncle and my cousins at one table, my grandpa at another table, and then me and my family at one table, so distant from each other. I broke down like right in front of everyone. It's just because like one, I couldn't properly mourn my grandmother.
Yeah.
And two, it's just like I can't even be close to my loved ones. We were all super close with her.
Yeah.
And this came as a shock.
Yeah. And that's hard.
Yeah. There's no conventional way to deal with pain or anything like that. And I would say this to a lot of people who, when real growth happens, I say struggle makes real growth happen. I have healed and grown and matured, not through age, not through getting older. I've matured through pain.
Exactly.
And I feel like a lot of people who haven't experienced that, like, I think it's important that you do struggle.
Yeah.
And I'm not wishing struggle on anyone at all. But, it's just, I have a thicker skin because of everything that I've went through. Nothing anyone says or does anymore to me, like, can really affect me. Obviously I still overthink from time to time, but, I clawed tooth and nail out of a dark hole in
Yeah.
my life
Right.
to, now I'm doing this for a living. And, I couldn't have told you the last time I was this content and this happy in my life,
That's good.
you know. And I feel like a lot of people out there, you'll find your meaning if you're struggling with anything or dealing with anything hurtful right now. Like, give it time, give it patience. Like, you can't rush any healing process.
no.
And there's no set time frame for it.
Mhm.
We all heal differently and we all deal with stuff in our own ways. But one thing I would really tell people is don't not deal with it. Don't push it to the side. Tackle it head on.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be painful, it's going to hurt, it's going to be uncomfortable,
Right.
whatever it is. Tackle it head on and deal with it.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it'll hurt you in the long run.
Yeah.
It'll come back to haunt you in a way.
Yeah. I don't know, like the process is weird, and I'm not done healing. Like I don't think I'll ever be.
Yeah.
But I agree with you on, I think it did mature me. I really do. Like, it's just helping my friends when they're upset about like someone being sick or anything like that, or just my mom's grounding me and I can't go and do this. Like, it's just like made me a more mature person to talk about things and like experience it.
Yeah.
Almost, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
It's crazy.
that. Yeah, it is crazy.
Crazy world we live in, guys, that's for sure.
It's scary.
And I feel, I still feel bad for those people who feel like they don't have hope. But
Yeah.
I know that there's feelings of hopelessness. There's feelings of doubt, overthinking, all that stuff. Everyone needs to put their life into perspective that everything, could things be better? Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
100%. Like, tomorrow I could hit the lottery and be a millionaire. Life has changed forever. Or tomorrow, I'm still here, like in the same exact place doing the same thing. That's okay. Everyone will find their time of content.
Yeah.
It's just about a process.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think I was talking to Vay about this. There's always going to be someone in like a girl aspect, or just like, you could think about this in life in general. There's always be someone richer, someone prettier, more fit, funnier, nicer, meaner, whatever.
Always.
But that does not have to affect you.
Yeah.
Like, you do not have to care about their life.
That's where that self-comparison comes from.
And I feel like that's when I don't remember where I heard that, but someone had said that, or I seen it somewhere. And that was like the second where I was like, yeah, I'm happy with who I am.
Yeah.
And I'll always be.
Honestly, that just, that kind of enlightened me a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I haven't heard that one in a long time.
Yeah.
I've heard that before, but man, it's been a while.
Yes.
And it's 100% true. Don't compare yourselves to, and I said this before when Courtney and Gabby were on. I said that I hated the D'Amelias for, and like, hate's a strong word. I mean, it's mainly my insecurity and jealousy that what really comes out when I think of that, because, I still struggle with that clearly. It's just kids my age and even younger having all this money and being able to do whatever they want whenever they want. It's just like, I wish I can have that, and that'd be nice to have that. But like I said before,
your path is just so much more different.
It's different. Different for everyone. Yeah. And as long as you're content and happy of your life direction, go for it. Like,
and this could be harsh, and I say, like, if you're not content, what are you doing about it? And that's a harsh thing to say. And
nobody wants to talk about that.
Right. And I'll admit, I've been lazy sometimes. Like,
we're all lazy.
I could run more. I could eat better. I could do this. But what are you doing about it?
Guess how many times I ate today? Once. And guess what it was? A bagel.
Me too.
Like, literally, I could eat better. I could improve myself better. I can improve every day, like, in so many different ways. But here's what I say to people, and this is, I don't mean to be harsh if it is, but sometimes it's real and it's authentic. If you are going to bitch and complain about where you are in life, like you are unhappy, like, let's say you're not as fit as you want to be, you're not as rich as you want to be, this, that, and the other. What are you doing about it? Yeah. If you are just going to sit around, go through the motions of life day in, day out, and change nothing, then you have no reason to complain. Yeah. You are choosing to be lazy. You are choosing to be content with, in a sense, failure. Right. Like, you're okay with that.
And, like, we're all guilty of it. I know, like, just the other day, I'm like, oh, a little big. Like, oh, I just had McDonald's today, but like, it's whatever. Like, I'm still gonna go and work out. But it's like those people who are like, I hate my life. Like, poor me, poor this. Like, that's what I lose a little empathy for because like there's always someone better. But there's also always someone worse.
Yes.
Like, you're bitching and complaining about your boss and you're employed making money. There could be someone worse that can't do that.
You're bitching about
And
what you had to eat today.
Yeah, like
Some kids in this
annoying.
world don't get a meal,
and that's very annoying. And obviously, like, I've complained, oh, I don't like this food, like, I don't want it. We all do it. It's very normal. But and I think that also put a good perspective into me to be grateful of like the life I live. Like, so weird to say, but I saw the Barbie movie yesterday.
Oh God.
And everyone says that about the Barbie movie, but it was so good. Like, it put a good perspective on things.
Really?
Yes. I cried like a baby.
I can't say I'm gonna go see it.
I think you should. I think for the sake of your podcast, maybe just go watch
it. Leave some comments leave some comments down below. Maybe I'll do a top 5s list every now and then. Top 5 worst movies I've ever seen.
Barbie won't be in one of them.
It won't be? Maybe I'll do movie reviews too every now and then.
That'd be so fun.
Movie reviews. Yeah. Yeah, look at you putting ideas out there for me.
That's what I do.
I appreciate that.
No, but it did put a very good perspective on things, like, especially as a female, and then, like, also for males, like,
I will not go see that alone. I'm sorry.
I will see it again. You'll see me crying. Don't worry. I don't want to spoil anything, but there were just some good moments where it's like, that is so true. And it's like, again, like Barbie, how the movie ended, like, she did what she wanted and she went after it and she was scared of change, but she just did it. And like the stereotypical of Barbie versus the real world, like with men controlling things, women controlling things, like that was just like really deep perspective. And like, I don't know, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but
it's okay.
I think you need to go see it.
I
could just be a baby and I've cried about it. It was really good.
I've cried in the movie theater twice, and it was when I saw the movie American Sniper, the Chris Kyle story.
I've heard of it, never seen it.
Great movie. Like, that was a tearjerker for sure. And then, yeah, I'm gonna admit it. Endgame, Avengers Endgame.
I stopped.
Iron Man. I'll admit, I teared up a little bit. I mean,
100%.
damn, that was my whole childhood.
You gotta watch. It's more of a medical movie, but 5 Feet Apart, tears every single time.
Medical movie.
It's
I'm a big fan of movies in general.
It's about a girl with cystic fibrosis.
Okay.
Living in a hospital with her friends, and then she meets another guy with cystic fibrosis. 5 Feet Apart, making that relationship work. And it made me think of COVID a lot, because the whole 5 Feet Apart thing.
Sounds like a Fault in Our Stars kind of movie.
It is. And the way it ended had me a mess.
Really?
Fault in Our Stars also had me a mess. Just
Hey, to each their own. I mean, it happens. I mean, we all have emotions.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us, that's for sure.
That's true. That's true.
Well, Grace, we're going to wrap it up here today.
Alrighty.
And I really appreciate you coming on. Is there anything that you would like to say to my audience before we leave? Before we leave today?
Be motivated, be yourself. I like that a lot.
There you
Attitude and effort gets you through life. Here we go. Make the best of it.
Attitude and effort, guys. Well, Grace, I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you for taking the
having
time
me.
out of the day.
Of course.
That's going to wrap it up this week on The Lake Show, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave some comments down below. I'm your host, Dominic Lako. God bless.